So if you're a web designer or a WordPress developer and you're thinking about raising your prices, but you're feeling like I'm not really sure how to go about it, well, here are 5 strategies for raising your prices, even on current clients, without freaking everybody out and causing any ill will. Now, right off the bat, let me just tell you, the biggest thing that I see holding people back when it comes to raising your prices is just feeling too afraid to do it. It's the fear factor for raising prices. Now, there could be other reasons, right? It could be, I don't know how high they should go, or I don't know what services to include for what pricing. I don't know how to announce the price update. What do I charge new customers versus current customers? Like, there could be a variety of other things that are confusing or holding you back in terms of raising your pricing. But if it's just, I don't feel like I'm worth it, I can almost guarantee that's not going to be a problem. And most of the people I talk to could probably double their rates without causing any problems. So don't let fear be a factor for you when it comes to raising your rates. Now, the second idea of like, how do you do this without freaking people out? Well, take the clients that you currently have and raise their prices, but raise the prices for new clients even more than that. Right? So that way you're still honoring the client. They're getting kind of like a loyalty discount. And yeah, their prices are going up, but they're not going up as much as they would be if they were brand new customers. And so if they happen to like land on your website and look at the pricing that you're actually announcing publicly, they're still getting a good deal. So that's a great way. It's oftentimes overlooked. A lot of times it's easy to think, well, if I raise my price, everybody has to get the same thing. But what I'm saying is, hey, still give your current clients like a loyalty discount. So kind of raise their prices, but raise your new clients' prices even more than that. So that's kind of like the double price raise option. The third idea is make sure that your clients know what their alternative is. Like, show your value by showing them what life would be like if you weren't there. And so the way that you do that is, most clients don't really appreciate what they have until they realize what it would be like if you weren't there.
You don't know what you got till it's gone.
So like, go on Google and search for like just a generic WordPress support business of some sort, where it's like, it's a generic service. They don't do any like marketing or lead generation or anything like that. It's just like, if they need WordPress support or something, they can go over there. And it's generic, but it's less expensive, or they can stay with you. And then that will kind of show the difference between what like a low cost, just kind of support plan would cost versus working with you, where they've got a point of contact. They know you have the relationship. You've got the loyalty discount going on. You're doing some lead generation ideas, some marketing strategy, just all the different stuff that you're offering versus what it would be like if it wasn't you and they just went to some kind of generic but lower cost alternative. So all that is to say, begin to highlight the difference, like show your value by saying, this is what it's like when you're working with me, and this is what it's like when you're working with a more generic but cheaper alternative. So that's kind of the alternatives idea. So if this is kind of making some cool sense, go ahead and thump the thumb for me, because that's going to help more people discover the video. Now, here are the big ones. So the fourth one and the fifth one, these are really cool. So the fourth idea is stop pricing the hours and start pricing packages. So think about all the stuff that you're doing for your client, like on a monthly basis or whatever they're currently paying you for, and see if you can chunk that up into one or more package options. So for example, if they're just hiring you to kind of be on call for a couple hours a month and do some backups and some miscellaneous support and just kind of be there for them, and you're charging some kind of an hourly rate per hour, well, stop doing the hourly rate and just say, hey, we now have these 3 different support tiers, like, the small, medium, and large package or whatever. And then say, based on what you're currently doing, we would recommend that you go into whichever package you think would be best for them. Maybe it's just the small package. And then you price the package at some kind of a monthly rate rather than your hours. And here's why this is so cool, because if you bump up your hourly rate, a lot of times clients sense or sort of perceive value based on what the hourly rate is, even though that's kind of silly because you don't really know what the cost is unless you know how many hours you're buying. But nevertheless, people will begin to feel anxiety over increased hourly rates, and then they might even shop your hourly rates with other people's hourly rates or whatever. But if you price the package, you kind of avoid that whole situation altogether. But even better than that, you're now setting the stage. You're disconnecting yourself from the whole money for time kind of trade. And you're setting it up so that anybody can do the work. It doesn't have to be you. You could outsource it to somebody. You could hire an employee to do the work. It's like however you want to fulfill on the package is totally up to you. And that's going to set you up for scaling simply by not pricing the hours, but pricing the packages. And that's step number 4. And then number 5, the biggest one, is take this package concept one step further And rather than having just like one package or like a couple just random packages that you're pricing, wrap it all up in a solution. So what that means is like have a target audience, figure out what that audience wants, and then predetermine which of the different packages you want to kind of put into your offer that will achieve the outcome that they want, right? And then price that whole thing like it's like a product. It's almost like a software as a service product. An example would be like how auto dealers are doubling their test drives, or how to get more leads as a real estate agent, or even if it's just serving the local community. Like here's how business owners are generating more local leads, even if they feel like they've tried everything and nothing's working, right? And so like you have this target audience, you're telling them what they're going to get, and you've got the predetermined like solution. It's not cookie cutter. It's not like off the shelf. It's customizable, right? You're still building a custom website, custom branding, kind of all that custom setup stuff. But once you have all that stuff set up, you know what to do and how to use it to generate the actual outcome that your client wants. And this is what we refer to as a solution-first agency. And if you want to learn a little bit more about it, I put a link in the description to a free course that I just published that'll walk you kind of step by step through exactly how to build your own six-figure solution-first agency with this idea where you're not pricing your hours or your work or your skills or your services. You're pricing the system. It's like a product. And that will get you like $10,000 and up clients. And if you really want to scale to be a six-figure agency, this is totally the way. I mean, in the course, we talk about all kinds of different reasons why this is a great idea. But check this thing out if you're interested in landing like the high-end clients. This will totally differentiate you, build authority, make it a lot easier to get leads, a lot easier to close those leads. And it's totally the way to go if you're looking for like a high-end, high-ticket clientele. The other thing to do is, if you're not interested in that just yet, check out this next video and I'll show you our 4 ACEs formula for like, how do you do the packages? Like, what services do you include? Like, how do you make sure it's a well-rounded package to offer to your clients? Check out this next video here and see how we just land jackpot clients. It's the exact formula that we've been using for years to land awesome clients. And we kind of go through the details right here, or check the link in the description for the full course. Awesome. I'll see you next week.